1 Samuel chapter 26. And the Ziphites come to Saul at Gibeah, saying, Is David not hiding himself in the height of Hachilah, on the front of the desert? And Saul rises and goes down to the wilderness of Ziph, and with him are 3,000 men, chosen ones of Israel, to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph. And Saul encamps in the height of Hachilah, which is on the front of the desert, by the way. And David is abiding in the wilderness, and he sees that Saul has come into the wilderness after him. And David sends spies, and knows that Saul has come to Nachon. And David rises and comes to the place where Saul has encamped. And David sees the place where Saul has lain, and Abner son of Ner, head of his host. And Saul is lying in the path, and the people are encamping around him. And David answers and says to Ahimelech the Hittite, and to Abishai the son of Zeruiah, brother of Joab, saying, Who goes down with me to Saul, to the camp? And Abishai says, I go down with you. And David comes, and Abishai, by night to the people, and behold, Saul is lying, sleeping in the path, and his spear is pressed into the earth by his pillow, and Abner and the people are lying around him. And Abishai says to David, God has shut up your enemy into your hand today, and now, please, let me strike him with the spear, even into the earth at once, and not repeat it to him. And David says to Abishai, Do not destroy him, for who has put forth his hand against the anointed of Yahweh, and been acquitted? And David says, Yahweh lives, except Yahweh strikes him, or his day comes that he has died, or he goes down into battle and has been consumed. Far be it from me, by Yahweh, from putting forth my hand against the anointed of Yahweh. And now, please, take the spear which is by his pillow, and the jug of water, and we go away. And David takes the spear and the jug of water by the pillow of Saul, and they go away. And there is none seeing, and there is none knowing, and there is none awaking, for all the men are sleeping, for a deep sleep from Yahweh has fallen on them. And David passes over to the other side, and stands on the top of the hill far off. Great is the place between them. And David calls to the people, and to Abner son of Ner, saying, Do you not answer, Abner? And Abner answers and says, Who are you who have called to the king? And David says to Abner, Are you not a man? And who is like you in Israel? But why have ye not watched over your lord the king? For one of the people had come in to destroy the king your lord. This thing which you have done is not good. Yahweh lives, but you are sons of death, in that you have not watched over your lord, over the anointed of Yahweh. And now, see where the king's spear is, and the jug of water which is by his pillow. And Saul discerns the voice of David, and says, Is this your voice, my son David? And David says, My voice, my lord, O king. And he says, Why is this my lord is pursuing after his servant? For what have I done, and what evil is in my hand? And now, please, let my lord the king hear the words of his servant. If Yahweh has moved you against me, let him accept a present. But if merely the sons of men, they are cursed before Yahweh, for today they have cast me out from being admitted into the inheritance of Yahweh, saying, Go serve other gods. And now do not let my blood fall to the earth before the face of Yahweh, for the king of Israel has come out to seek one flea, as one pursues the partridge in mountains. And Saul says, I have sinned. Return, my son David, for I do evil to you no more, because that my soul has been precious in your eyes this day. Behold, I have acted foolishly, and err very greatly. And David answers and says, Behold, the king's spear, and let one of the young men pass over and receive it. And Yahweh turns each back to his righteousness and his faithfulness, in that Yahweh has given you into my hand today, and I have not been willing to put forth my hand against the anointed of Yahweh. And behold, as your soul has been great in my eyes this day, so is my soul great in the eyes of Yahweh, and he delivers me out of all distress. And Saul says to David, Blessed are you, my son David, also working you work, and also prevailing you prevail. and David goes on his way, and Saul has turned back to his place.